To the National Football League. Brings us to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And sounds the fog bell to signal it's time for football. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. The New England Patriots. On the Raiders sideline, Pete Carroll, head coach here in New England, remember, back 1997 to 99. His counterpart, Mike Vrabel, 6 years the head man in Tennessee. So what lies in store for these teams this season? The talking's done. We're about to find out. It's week 1, and off we go on EA Sports. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So the Raiders come out, and Greg, they make a change at quarterback in the offseason. It is now year 13 for Geno Smith, but year 1 in silver and black.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking new season, new opportunity. And I still do this at a high level, and man, you get through that first game and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season on playing ball. You're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
On the ground, here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. From the 41, here's second on second down. Smith. That's to the rookie out of TCU, Jack Bradford. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. He'll try to pick it up with Genty. Yes, that'll get it. First down, marked at the 30. A good run will keep this drive going. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Play action now. It's Geno. That one caught 5 sacks. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Brings up second and 7. At the 26-yard line.
From the pistol, Smith. Right back to Betts. He's got another one. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 yards.
From the gun, it's Geno. He's got Myers on the completion. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Brings up second and 4.
Throwing on second down, Smith. This drive's going to continue. He's taken down. They are set up with first and goal. Here's Genty. He'll get maybe a yard down to the 4-yard line.
He was brought down at the 4-yard line.
Inside the 5, it is second and goal.
Second and goal.
Lauby. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all.
It makes sense on second and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have third down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on third and goal.
And this defense standing tall in the red zone. They stopped for no gain, and now it's fourth and goal.
No gain on the play.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up. And he's able to bring him down for a loss. A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal, but I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Not what you want to see. Quarter one of week one. On a first carry for Ramondre Stevenson. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 8. Working out of the gun. It's May. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. He'll try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Operating from the shotgun. It's May. The pressure gets there, and down he goes.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
On 4th down, Bryce Baringer out to punt for New England. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. A fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. Well, Greg, this was a contender for a big change with 4 and 13 a year ago. And boy, did the Raiders do that in the offseason, in the draft, and free agency, but maybe most importantly, with the new head coach. What does Pete Carroll bring to the Silver and Black?
I think the thing that is so true about Pete is just his ability to be consistent. You know, no matter what team it was on, back in those USC days when he built that juggernaut, and then obviously the identity and the culture he brought to Seattle and their sustained success over a long period of time. He goes out, he brings in a very familiar face from Seattle. They trade for Geno Smith. They get Ashton Genty in the draft. This has the early makings of that ground and pound, play great defense, manage the game at quarterback that we saw Pete Carroll turn Seattle around pretty quickly years ago. So he's going to continue to stay true to his method, stay true to his process. And if it's anything like what we've seen before, I don't expect Las Vegas to be down very long.
And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5. But it will keep the drive going.
Las Vegas.
In motion, Dash. On 1st and 10, here's Smith. Go right back to Bowers. He's got it again. And he'll be taken down with the first down as time will run out on this opening quarter. Quarter 2 begins. It is Raider football. Here's 1st and 10 as we are ready to get back underway. Smith to throw on 1st down. Looking for his tight end there, but led him too far. And it's an incompletion. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Smith. To the right side, hauled in by Myers. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's 3rd down coming up. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down.
And a Raider first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this that he creates. When I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with
Brings
that.
up 2nd and 7.
In motion, Besh. A second down throw for Smith. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Trying to get it out to Ashton Genty that time. Third down coming up. From the shotgun, it's Smith. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there.
Back end of these zones with extra defenders. They're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
To return, it's Antonio Gibson. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. So the Patriots, 4-13 last year. They make the coaching change. They find a quarterback they hope in Drake May. And all of a sudden you bring Mike Vrabel in here, and Greg, it feels a little bit different around this Patriots squad.
It does, and listen, there's no question. In the NFL, Mike, we all know you need to be good at 2 spots if you want to be consistent over any period of time, and that's head coach, and they believe they got their guy in Mike Vrabel. After the 1-year tryout of Gerard Mayo, they feel like they finally landed on the person who can carry on that Patriots legacy, that identity, and then, of course, you need to be competitive, and you need to be set at the quarterback position. And now going into year 2, Drake May, in the midst of chaos last year, Mike, he was pretty good. I mean, he did a lot of really good things with some really bad things going on around him. So they think they've got the quarterback checked. They think they've got their head coach of the future. Now just continue to build that roster, build an identity of winning, and this is going to go a long way towards doing that.
And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up third down. Out of the gun, here's May. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
Good hang time. The fair catch will be made back at their own 12. The Raiders offense back onto the field for their next possession. Greg, you take a step back and look at the AFC West big picture. This is historic stuff. Chiefs are going for a 10th straight division title. But you have to remember, 2 other teams in this division won double-digit games last year. So the question is, are the Chargers and the Broncos that far behind Kansas City?
You know, it sounds crazy. When you mentioned 9 in a row, you think, oh, they're just going to continue to run away with it. But I'm actually fascinated by this division. I think LA and Denver are a lot closer to this year's version of Kansas City. Maybe then there's a lot of talk about around the rest of the league. So until someone beats them, you'd be crazy to not pick Kansas City. But last year it was a 4-game and a 5-game spread between them. I think this year, come down the stretch, that spread is going to be a lot tighter.
No, Greg, I'm thinking if I'm a fan or even in the front office for the Chargers or the Broncos or the Raiders, do I build my team to try to knock off the king of the hill? Because you only play Kansas City 2 of those 17 games. So how do you factor that into your construction?
Yeah, I think it's such a great point. It's really fascinating to dive into. And while I wouldn't necessarily build my roster to just beat Kansas City or to just beat whoever you view as the top team in the division, you do want to find some commonalities among your 3 division opponents and make sure you are built to play within your division. Remember, that's 6 of the 17 now. Winning the division, you get you home playoff games. There's a lot on the line when you win your division and compete for that title. So, yes, every team has to build their roster. If you have a bunch of really good quarterbacks, you better be able to rush the passer and play pass coverage. If you're playing a lot of ground and pound, big running backs, you better be really good on the inside in defense and be able to defend the run. So there's themes across every division, and the teams that are built to compete within the division are usually the teams that find themselves in the playoffs.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
A gain of 22 yards. 1st down, Raiders.
Once again, it's Genty. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
And 12.
These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning 1st and 2nd down. Because if not, you find yourself the entire game in third and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do. All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. A pickup of 15 in the air. Good for a Raider first down.
And the Las Vegas first down.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
Second down and 3. Gentry, and he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage.
Looked like that might have been a RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like we might have been better off pulling that one.
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Now the Patriots going to use their first timeout, as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This one from 39. That's going to be blocked.
Yeah, it just felt like that one was out of rhythm from the start, Mike. So what you're looking for is the kicker, the holder, and the long snapper to be able to all work in unison. And it just seemed that half-second delay getting into the motion gave the defense all it needed to get through and block that kick.
They'll start on the ground with Stevenson. And he's going to have the Patriots first down as he gets this up to the 42.
A gain of 10 yards. And the Patriots first down.
Throwing now is May. And look at his big target, Henry, over the middle. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
It's a gain of 16 yards.
First and 10.
That's another Patriots first down. First and 10.
To throw now, May. He'll let this go deep for Diggs. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
37.
The throw is May. And that one incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock.
Good blocking, and he's in. Great May. Touchdown, Patriots. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him. And in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Patriots 7, Raiders 6.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. And he will not attempt a return, so this will come out now to the 35-yard line. The Raiders offense and Ashton Genty heading back out onto the field here. They'll do so with first and 10. Working out of the gun, Smith. That's caught left side by Bowers. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Las Vegas.
Smith to throw on first and 10. That's brought in by Myers. Second down, 8 yards to go. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts.
At the 45-yard line.
On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. They'll spot this at their own 48, meaning this is a 62-yard attempt.
You have to give him credit, Mike. I mean, that shows a lot of faith in your kicker because that is an ambitious effort from that distance.
On 1st and 10, here's Ned. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Patriots offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. The 5 straight division titles, it's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. You know, quarterbacks and coaching staff trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, top of the organization.
Absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture centers, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So, no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
That's a gain of 3.
Third and short, and here is Ned. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down. On now is Andres Borregales for the field goal try. He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Patriots extend their lead to 10-6.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The Raiders offense ready for their first possession of this second half. You know, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top of mind for you as we start 2025?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals. And you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow was the best player in the league. I mean, he was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati average? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They might not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild card spots.
Why don't you flip it over? Who are the guys you're watching in the NFC?
You know, I think Dallas is going to find themselves, just the fact that I know the division is difficult. Obviously, Philadelphia remains really strong. Does Washington kind of regress a little bit back now in year 2? They were the high-profile, big splash team of last year. Do they regress to the median? Time will tell. But I think healthy Dallas, healthy Dak, healthy Micah Parsons, that roster that we saw play last year is not the roster on paper that we expected to see. So I think Dallas has a chance. I think San Francisco always is going to be a team, again, dealt with their own injuries last year with McCaffrey and all the stuff on defense. So I think San Francisco and Dallas are 2 perennial teams we expect to be in the playoff hunt. They missed out last year. I wouldn't be shocked to see them back in it again this year.
Open man. That's Trey Tucker. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. On first down, here's Gino to throw. Open man is Besh. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
A gain of 18 on the play. And the Las Vegas first down.
Gino now on first and 10. Now he takes off. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
Las Vegas.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's first and goal. Genty.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on second and goal.
That is intercepted. Picked up by the safety, Kyle Duggar. And the Patriots will take over here at their own 12.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
The Patriots offense make their way out to take over once more. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
On second down, it's May. Left side, he's got Henry. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. And he's got it. They'll move the chains. First down at the 47.
That's good for a Patriots.
So they come to the line for first down and 10.
At the 47-yard line.
They'll go play action with May. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. A Pro Bowler 4 years running. That is Max Crosby working his way in to register his first sack of the new season.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
Throwing on second down. May will try to set up the screen to Stevenson. Well, they'll get some of the sack yards back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
A gain of 12 on the play. It's now third.
Working out of the gun. It's May. Open man, right side. He's got it. A gain of 16 on that pass play. First down, New England.
That's another Patriots. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
May going to look to throw. He'll go right back to Diggs. He's got it again. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Second and inches.
Out of the gun, it's a give to Stevenson. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is. First down.
That's another Patriots first down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
May, little pop pass to the receiver. He'll get to the edge, but unsuccessfully stopped there for no gain.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Operating from the shotgun. It's May. That is caught at the 3. And the Patriots are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them down to the 1.
And the Patriots first down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the fourth quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points,
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Austin Hooper. Touchdown, New England.
make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and it's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
The score, Patriots 17.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return is Dylan Lowby. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They'll start out first down and 10. He'll find 50 out of the backfield. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 4.
Play action now. It's Gino. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
A loss of 7 yards. And it's
From the gun, it's Gino. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
4-yard gain on the play. First down, Las Vegas.
Slot man in motion right. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
The tackle made back at the 44-yard line.
Throwing on second down. Smith. They'll try to set up the screen to Genty. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
The Raider first down.
Now Give to Genty, running right. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 43-yard line.
Off the play fake. Smith. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long.
It's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
From the shotgun, Smith. That one broken up. It is incomplete. This defensive secondary, they have been really a no-fly zone all game long. It continues here and brings up 4th down. Keno going to throw for it. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on 4th and long. That was a big ask, and the defense turns them away.
These are the situations where, as an offense, you're trying to dial up your best play call to make sure this possession doesn't get wasted. But let's give credit to the defense. Big moment, big 4th down opportunity, and they're able to get off the field.
On 1st down, they'll start out with Stevenson. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. They get 11 and quickly pick up the 1st down.
That's good for a Patriots.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll go right back to Stevenson. And wow, tough to bring down that time. Surging forward for a pickup of 6. 2nd down. So, right out of the 2-minute break, we get a timeout used by the defense with 1:56 to go. They'll go again here with Stevenson. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. Whistles here. We have another stoppage. Timeout called by the defense with 1:53 remaining. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Picked off by Darian Porter.
And while he's still a rookie and he's going to have his ups and downs, this is the player they thought they were getting when they selected him in this previous year's draft. I mean, he looked almost like a savvy veteran there, baiting that quarterback into that throw. He had great anticipation. He was on time in his drive. And then he plucks that ball out of the air, and he almost looks like a wide receiver.
Well, Raiders offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line. So a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. That's a short one, caught by Bowers. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
Number 89, Brock Bowers. A gain of 15. 1st down, Raiders.
They'll drop to throw. He's got Myers on the complete.
Smith's pass.
2nd and 6 coming up.
A gain of 3 brings up 2nd down at the 30.
From the shotgun, it's Smith. That's left side to Tucker. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a 1st down. After a gain of 7.
1st down, Raiders.
Working out of the gun, Smith. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looks like he has that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down. He gets this one to Tucker. Now the Raiders going to use their 3rd and final timeout. Clock is stopped. 55 seconds remaining here in the game. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. That one broken up. It is incomplete. This defensive secondary, they have been really in this fly zone all game long. It continues here and brings up 4th down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
Here's first down.
Gain of 7. And the Raiders first down.
And now the spike will come just under 40 ticks remaining. Second down. Smith. That one caught by Tucker. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up there. Tito's been around, knows how to slide and get out of harm's way after picking up the first down.
First down.
In motion, that's Thornton. A second down throw for Smith. Open down the field is Mayer, the tight end.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down.
So it's a win for the Patriots, and it's a great start to the season for Mike Vrabel. He gets win 1 as the New England head coach. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific